Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our watch-through of Ninja Turtles 2003. It is I, Captain Logan, and joining me as always is Austin, the Day Ghost. Austin, are you ready for more turtle power?
Yes.
Wow, I was waiting for a witty retort, but that never came.
No, it did not. I'm sorry.
That's okay. You should be though. I'm glad you apologized. We're gonna do 3 episodes tonight, folks. What's the matter?
I just went on my Prime and it's like, Prime now has ads. Would you like to pay $3 more? I was like, wait a minute.
Oh,
what?
Great.
Since when did that happen?
So are you gonna get interrupted?
Well, I hope not.
Oh no. Do you have to change? Do we have to sit here and wait for you to change your plan? And then do I owe you $3?
I mean, I guess we'll just have to wait and see.
Oh, great. I might owe him $3, folks.
But I don't know how that works because I also pay annually, not monthly. So, like, I don't know. I'm hoping my PlayStation's just dumb.
So wait, you're saying that the only way tonight that you'll be able to watch this without interruption is if you pay $36 this evening?
I don't know. I don't know what's up with that.
That's so weird. We're going to go ahead and watch the next 3 episodes tonight, folks. It's the Unconvincing Turtle Titan. That's episode 12 of season 1. And then what is the next episode after that? The Underground something, rather. It's a 2-parter. Notes from the Underground, I think it's called.
Yeah, mine just says episode 13.
Yeah,
helpful.
Notes from the Underground. And hopefully I end up enjoying that episode more than I think I'm going to. I remember that being like kind of drawn out and a little bit dull. But it's when some of the weirder stuff starts happening in this show. So we'll see what that's about. I remember that episode being kind of a mixed bag. Last time we met, we watched the first big Shredder confrontation, which was awesome until he got just like drowned in a water tower.
Well, it was basically cool until he showed up. And I was like, oh, I guess he's not that awesome.
Yeah, like he looks really cool. I don't know. It's kind of like a villain that talks a big game, but then you start seeing what his plan is, and you're like, wait a minute. So he can cut off the limbs of his henchmen, and that's kind of scary and badass. But when he goes up against your heroes, he's basically a Power Rangers villain.
Well, what it is because as a kid, my brothers had like this really awesome action figure of him. So I was like, oh, this guy looks super cool.
Yeah.
So it's like
very menacing.
It's like I grew up not watching Star Wars, but had a Boba Fett toy, and I was like, this is the most awesome man of all time. I love him. And then I finally watched the movies.
Well, hopefully he's more exciting later. Hopefully he was just getting kind of cold feet at the beginning, really.
Mm. He at least didn't get beat by a blind man, so that's at least something.
Okay, without further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get into episode 12. I think we're gonna watch 3 not great episodes tonight, but we'll see what happens, Austin.
Oh, good.
We'll see if you are convinced by the Unconvincing Turtle Titan. When you have an episode title like that, it's like, well, it's sort of foolproof, If it's unconvincing, at least it was in the title.
That is true. Because I'm still at a place where I think the best episodes were just the start, like the couple episode pilot with the Mousers.
Honestly, so far, I think that's actually accurate. And there's been some fun stuff in there, don't get me wrong. It's not like it's a bad show.
No, of course. But I think if I were to rank
you really liked the Captain Planet villain.
That's what I was gonna say. That's the next thing after that for me is I really like that episode. And then it's probably the first part of that Shredder episode.
Well, and there's just a lot of style and panache going on there. Like you can't deny the action in those episodes is fantastic, even if the climax was a little bit anticlimactic. Because it was.
Exactly. But I mean, a lot of these shows also, you kind of got to blow a lot of your budget at the start and the finale to kind of get the kids, all excited for the beginning and end of your season. So when it kind of is not bad, but like not as good as those in the middle, like that's fine.
And it's so weird to think about it like that because it's animation, so like you can put anything you can imagine on screen. You don't have to worry about budgets the same way you do with live action. But there still is some of that with storyboarding and animating, where the less money you get for an episode, the not it's not going to look as good. I would assume, but I'm sure a lot of it comes down to time too. And you always hear the producers and animators on the Fox Marvel shows complain about how much more time Batman had, and they're like, well, I mean, yeah, our shows would have looked like that too if we had the lead time they had. There's probably a lot of truth to that.
Possibly, but I mean, I've also seen other things that Semper has made, at least on the Spider-Man side.
Yeah, so. And I've heard that complaint more from the X-Men side.
Oh, okay.
And I believe that more with the X-Men side.
Fair enough. But that also has some of that kind of like dated '90s thing, like.
It does, but they wouldn't have had as many animation mistakes and stuff.
Sure. Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into this, folks. So thanks for joining us live. If you're here right now, I appreciate you guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Here comes our watch party for some more Ninja Turtles. So episode 12. I forgot to pull up my clock. Hold on, my timer.
Gosh darn it, Cap.
Real quick.
Nicholas Bodo, in the meantime, asks what our favorite Shredder is. Mine is easily the movie, like the 90 movie.
And, of course, different people are going to come into different streams. I think this will be the third time we've answered this.
See, I don't think that I've answered this one. I know we did favorite Turtles, I think, twice.
Yeah.
But I don't think we've done Shredder.
My favorite visual design for Shredder now is the one from Batman vs. Ninja Turtles, where we made a really serious version of the 87 outfit. But a close second is still the 90 movie Shredder.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's my favorite one. That's just immediately what I think of with that character.
But I do think the most menacing look is from this show.
You are my family, or whatever. No, that's not. It's like the opposite. But
anyway, let's.
That's also just the best Shredder because he hangs out in an arcade.
Do you have no one to go to, Danny? Anyway.
Do you have no more tokens, Danny? Here you go.
Our Shredder and Splinter impressions are just exactly the same. Okay, here we go. Everybody, please press play right now.
Well,
okay,
Shredder...
who's it gonna be? Oh, we didn't.
Oh,
we didn't guess at it. Oh, it's a Michelangelo, right? It's Michelangelo.
But you see, Cap, Shredder is more like, we are your family, here are your tokens. While Splinter is like, I am coming for your tokens. Give them to me.
Oh no, did you see that? The show has the Sentry.
Oh no.
It's the Silver Sentry.
He's like Sentry, but mixed with that white Captain Marvel costume, the Maria Rambeau one.
Oh yeah, I think he looks like an Invincible character.
You're not wrong. Part of that is I think there's just like a kind of sameness to like all superhero designs outside of the big two.
Yeah, that's true. But he also looks like that to me just because of the animation style. Like I wasn't thinking Invincible at all this whole time, but now suddenly I am. Like, and I don't think that show was necessarily inspired by this at all, or by this era of animation. But maybe a little bit. It's hard to say.
Well, is this not when Invincible is in the comics, like starting up?
Yeah, right around the same time.
You think there's any chance that maybe they're inspired a little bit by Quietly, maybe?
Well, I don't think that. Close. I mean, it's around this time. I don't think Invincible actually starts until a couple years after this.
Oh, okay. I don't know exactly when that starts.
I'd have to look it up.
Here's a question for you, though, Cab. Could you see an Invincible and Turtles crossover?
Well, we did it with Tick, so sure.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Well, and Invincible crosses over with Spider-Man, too. So
Tick issue 100 is the Tick Invincible crossover, because the guy that was writing that book...
I did know that, yeah.
I've reviewed it. The guy that was writing that book at the time started on Invincible.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of people that are convinced that the show's gonna do the Spider-Man crossover, but we'll see. Yeah, because Sony made that like deal to put one of I think the Noir show on Amazon.
Oh, wow.
It's like there's people wondering if maybe that was like part of it.
I certainly don't need that, but
But if they do it well,
yeah, sure, absolutely. Okay, so Michelangelo is going to do this kind of wish fulfillment thing here, where, and I like it when Turtles does this, where they kind of are acknowledging that they are and aren't a superhero thing. Where like it certainly Turtles fits squarely into the superhero genre, but in their universe, I can see why they wouldn't really think of themselves that same way. Like they don't put costumes on, they don't live in a world where other superheroes are running around usually. So you'll have them, one or more of them realize that they're in what sort of feels like a comic book. Wouldn't it be cool if we put on costumes and went and fought crime? But then I guess in this world there is one superhero that's flying around.
mm-hmm. This kind of reminds me of it's one of the early issues of Man Thing. They just straight up do Superman, where like you start off on Krypton and it blows up, and then like they launch the baby out into space, and he like ages up to be adult Superman on the ship, but he's still like a baby in his mind because he's had no development. And then he lands and he looks like this, and he fights Man Thing. It's awesome. Apparently, we're canceled, Cap, for the Shredder voice.
That's all right. That's fine. That's the nice thing about streams like this. Not a ton of people are coming to watch these, so we're only canceled by a couple of people. That nobody will get the memo on that. It's fine.
And the people who are watching are our family.
You think that you really think that guy there and that guy over there is family?
Yes. We're gonna make all of the subscribers take over the country for us, Cap, as our own personal ninja army.
So yeah, we're gonna get them to steal like old tech for us.
I'm
we'll get
gonna
them to
tie up a
steal.
rat in a warehouse.
Yeah, they're gonna steal Walkmans and VCRs for us.
Yeah.
While wearing Sid Vicious shirts.
Well, you can never have too many Walkmans and VCRs. That's what I've learned.
See, there are points where these turtles are just not that far away from the '87 Turtles. Did he just say Ninjustice League? Oh wow!
Oh,
how do you feel about these puns?
If I wasn't diabetic before, I am now.
What I like about them is it means that mainstream superheroes exist in that world because they're making fun of them.
Mm-hmm.
So like that's cool.
That's true.
Like I mean, fictionally. I mean, it means that in this world you can go to a
When
comic shop.
Donatello was
get a Justice
reading
League comic.
comics in the pilot, or I don't think he was reading it. Like he had like a pile of them because there was something where I was like, "Oh, he's reading this," and it was something very specific, but I can't remember what it was now.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, if they say Ninjustice League, that means Justice League is a comic in that world. That's cool.
Mm-hmm. No, that's what I mean though. Like he has his comics, and one of them at the top was like specifically like a parody of one of those things where it's like it looks like whatever it was. I can't remember.
Oh, okay. But that's what I mean is that usually it's like kind of generic stuff.
Yeah,
they're getting around it. So I don't know. That's kind of cool.
My favorite is in Halloween where Laurie's like berating Tommy for reading comics, and she's like, "Action Man, Danger Dude." It's all names like that.
Yeah.
And she puts the comics down, and the top one is Howard the Duck, and I'm like, yes, he's got good taste.
So Michelangelo is going to try to be a full-on superhero in this episode, and then 7 we do the same thing with Raphael. And I don't know if with a Night Watcher, and I don't know if they were thinking about this when they did that there.
I wouldn't think so. Like, I feel like it's a pretty easy thing to come to.
I think it is too.
That's like the best part of that movie too.
Yeah, it's really neat. But
'Cause that's
that
not a great
movie is
movie,
in
but that
other
part's
ways
great.
looking at this show real hard. Like their Casey and April are just the Casey and April from the show. To the
Oh,
point
okay,
where it's
so
very
maybe then.
strange that it's not the same universe in some ways.
Well, in a way, is I've always thought it kind of had like a 3D version of this art style.
Michelangelo, it took you that long to decide you needed a costume? That would be a superhero. Oh yeah, I need a costume. He wants a effing costume.
I want my effing costume, dude. Cowabunga.
Okay, but if he was doing that, you'd get to the end of the episode and he just would still look like this. He'd just be wearing nothing like he is right now.
Well, he would have like a little turtle on his forehead.
Robert says the Night Watcher thing is just weird because isn't that what the turtles should be doing? Yeah, I can see why you would say that. Like, I guess it's just the typical status quo of turtles where they don't wear disguises when they fight crime.
Look, he's wearing the Night Watcher costume. That was his first one.
But they wear disguises, you know, when they have to go be around humans. Like if they're not supposed to be seen, you would think that maybe they would come to wearing some kind of disguise when they fight crime. You know, sort of like it's weird that it takes Clark Kent in Smallville as long as it does for him to finally put on some sort of a costume.
Yeah, well, it's just weird for anything that happens in Smallville.
Yeah, literally everything in that show. Yeah. I don't know that he needs the boots.
Yeah, I was thinking that too. But they're nice boots.
Does he have
they don't
gauntlets?
really fit with the rest of his costume, but they're nice.
Yeah, it's weird to have the boots and not. Oh wait, no, he does have gauntlets.
Yeah.
Oh, he has one gauntlet.
Well, he's like Michael Jackson.
That's weird. He's only got one glove? Why did they do that?
Looks, it's cool.
Look at that guy's early 2000s goatee.
He's Shaggy. He's like Shaggy if he went to college.
That's a Scooby-Doo movie we've not made yet. Shaggy goes to college.
Like, I'm leaving to go to college. That'd be a great movie. And there's like no paranormal or like supernatural thing. It's just Shaggy going to college.
Zoinks! I've got finals.
Like zoinks! I'm late on my final.
See, we got canceled for voices we did earlier, so I wasn't even gonna make the attempt this time.
I love doing Shaggy. I don't know that I have a good Shaggy, but it's just a fun voice to
I've
do.
never attempted it, so I'm not gonna do it now. Rest in peace, Casey Kasem. I'm not gonna do that to you.
Oh yeah, well, Casey Kasem is like a whole different voice, really.
Yeah, that's the one that's what I think of, though.
That is fair, yeah.
Hey, look, it's not Stockman Tech.
I was gonna say it's a spider tracer.
Okay, so I remember not loving this episode. This is kind of fun so far. Isn't it weird that we've got a Michelangelo-centric episode and he hasn't told anything like the percentage of cringy jokes that he did the last 3 episodes before this, when he was not the center of those episodes?
It's good.
It is good. It's shocking.
Positively shocking.
I also kind of like this idea, and this seems like a very Laird thing to do. And again, for folks that haven't been watching this with us, Laird is not writing these episodes or anything, but he's like the big consultant on this show, and it's much more like Laird feeling than he's been feeling, for the most part. But this idea that Michelangelo like walks basically into somebody else's comic book, like I like that. This superhero, I forgot about this. This supervillain this superhero has his own arch nemesis, and Michelangelo just walked into the middle of their battle. That's fun.
Yeah, it's good. It's also interesting. He's got like a Zorro mask and cape, but then like the rest of his outfit is very Captain America inspired, with the pirate boots and the shield.
That's true. I was thinking initially more Batman, but you're right. It is more like Captain America.
Mm-hmm.
And then the cape is just generic.
Yeah. He's got a modern Raphael mask.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, do you think Do you think the whole thing should be orange? Is it odd that it's red?
I did not have that thought until you said it. Now that you said it, yes.
Yeah, it should be orange.
It should be orange. Especially because his logo's orange.
Also, I like that the whole thing doesn't look horrible, but at the same time, it kind of screams, "This is why the turtles don't need a costume." So, like, I like that. I like that kind of midpoint they find.
Well, and now it's just The Incredibles.
It reminds me a little bit of that Powerpuff Girls episode. That's kind of like this less is more kind of lesson, where it's like, no, you guys are fine the way you are. You don't need like new costumes and powers and stuff.
Remember, strange turtle, driving a bus off a pier is still the safest way to travel.
This is clearly where the Stan Lee cameo should be, right? Stan Lee should be the bus driver.
I think we're gonna say he should be the Superman guy.
No, he should be the bus driver.
Oh, he should be the bus driver. Well, and if he was, you know exactly what his line would be, right? His line would
What's
be
that?
him complaining that this guy can fly without any means of propulsion.
I like how Supermanish this guy is. He's like I admire where your heart is, but you're not remotely qualified, so go away.
Go live in the sewer.
I'm curious as to who this voice actor is.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I'll have to look that up later. Dr. Malignus.
Oh, I recognize that voice.
I figured it was somebody, but I'm not placing it right off.
It's bugging me, like, because it sounds familiar, but I can't place it offhand either.
Ooh, it's gonna be somebody we know, right?
Yeah, I'm looking it up.
Are you looking it up?
What's the name of this episode again?
Unconvincing Turtle Titan.
That's right. Okay.
Oh, you know what? The more I'm thinking about it, I like that title because it's a parody of like the Stanley superhero titles, like Incredible Hulk or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Okay, you know what? Don't tell me yet. I think I might know it. No, maybe it's not. For a second, I thought it was Phil Morris, but I don't think it's Phil Morris. Yeah, I don't have it. It looks like the tie on the back of his mask might be orange, but it also might have just been that lighting.
Well, I think it's isn't his orange mask sticking through? It is orange.
Oh, that is what it is. That's cool. You're right. It's also Captain America-ish in that he has a shield of sorts.
Yeah. No, exactly. It's the boots and the shield.
Yeah, he's got like a shell shield. But he's got a grappling hook like Batman, because of course he does.
So the guy that voices him is named Terrence Archie.
Oh, I don't know who that is right off.
I don't know who that is offhand either.
Okay. It's not anybody I know. Ooh, I like that piano sting in the score there. This episode's actually kind of cool.
Yeah, you were all like, this episode's going to suck.
No, I really was, but I'm kind of digging it now.
One of the better ones, I think. It's pretty good.
It's fine. Yeah, and Michelangelo's like decidedly not irritating.
See, now I feel better about saying he was the best turtle last week. This guy looks like he should be in Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yeah, he kind of does. I don't know. I just thought it was going to be like irritatingly self-aware and
yeah,
like talking too much about superhero tropes and that kind of thing. And like it's about that stuff, but it's more clever than I thought it would be about it. I've seen this before. It's just been a long time.
Well, now it's just the Futurama wrestling episode where the bad robot's controlled by the Leela's karate master.
Yeah, this is a very classic situation, right?
Mm-hmm. That's the same thing where it's like, oh, I can control them with my
We should have expected this to
VR set.
happen too, right? That like you'd have some
Yes.
kind of excuse to have Michelangelo have to fight this guy. But I like that it's not some kind of irritating misunderstanding. Like when they initially meet, they're not at each other's throats.
Yeah.
He's
that is
only
true.
fighting him because he's mind controlled.
I also have a question for you that I just thought of. So Michelangelo becomes a superhero and he gets rid of his nunchucks and he replaces them with a grappling rope.
Why not have both after this?
No, is that a reference to Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles? Because that's what happens with that censored version.
Oh, maybe it is. I
Because they
didn't
like
know.
animate out his nunchucks and replace with a grappling gun.
I didn't actually know they did that.
Yeah, that was part of the censorship with that.
I love the way they animated that throw there. That looked really good, actually, really cool.
Hmm. It's probably not a reference, but now I'm like,
It might be though.
it might be.
That's not an out there thing to wonder about.
No, and I could see somebody like Eastman being like, or whichever one worked on
Laird,
this.
yeah.
Laird, thank you. Kind of laughing at that when that happened, and then like that being in the back of his head.
Oh, see, he's learned his lesson now.
No, Michelangelo, now he'll know your secret identity.
My secret identity is I'm a different turtle.
Silver Century, I am your father, and I am also a giant turtle.
I'm wondering if this ends with Silver Century going, oh, I thought you were just a guy in a turtle costume. You were a turtle in a costume, in like a very like limited costume.
I'm expecting him to be like, the turtles are dead, bury it.
I didn't really need the $6 million man sounds, but okay. Do we have to do that? Oh, and I like that we didn't do the mind control thing for too long. It was all of like 2 minutes.
That's true.
He's earned his superhero
here's
team
a question for you, Cap. So those little bug things, he put them on Silver Century, and then he can control them, and he can like travel around through that, right?
That guy's got a really good villain laugh. Sorry, go ahead.
That is true. So he can like move around through that. Does that mean that those little bugs count as a vehicle?
Yes, we'll put that in the vehicle category, but I am pretty liberal when it comes to handing out vehicles.
Yeah, I'm very Republican when it comes to vehicles, what classifies.
Austin, I don't know why the turtles don't carry grappling hooks. Especially because foot soldiers do.
Yeah.
So only evil ninjas get to carry that? Like, there's going to be times where it's hard to climb up to a tall place. Like, why don't you carry those around?
The only thing I can think of is just it would clutter their design, but you could also do a very cartoony thing if they just whip them out.
Well, look, they carry around cell phones. Like, why can't they just... Like, I don't know where they put those.
That's what I mean. Like, you could do that cartoony thing if they just kind of like reach into their belt and then pull out a grapple.
Why not? They already do that with other things.
Yeah.
Because they have their communicators.
I guess it's just too silly, maybe. But they should.
I don't think it is. Okay, I don't know what I was talking about. This episode's fine.
Yeah, this was a pretty good one. This is my third best now. It was pretty solid.
And again, it feels like a good kind of all ages one and done comic. Well, thanks for spelling out the moral of the story there.
Donatello just stared at Michelangelo that whole time with his eyes closed.
He learned he was fine just the way he was. Like he was already but I like that the moral there is like he's already a superhero. Or at least that's kind of what I take from it. Like he doesn't.
It's like the Wizard of Oz.
He's already a superhero, and also there's no reason for him to have a secret identity because he's just a turtle that doesn't have a driver's license or anything. So like, what's the point?
Well, it's like the Wizard of Oz, Cap. He had a heart all along.
It's just like that, yeah. That was very insightful. I'm glad you said that.
Oh, you're welcome.
Okay, so yeah, I'm glad I'm going back through this because there are certain episodes that I remembered being great that were not quite as good, like the second part of the Shredder two-parter, and then episodes that I thought were super lame that are actually quite good, like this one.
Yeah.
Well,
That's what happens when you're around me and I'm like, yay, this is cool.
it wasn't that you influenced me too much. That was legitimately fun.
Yeah, no, it was good.
And their superhero wasn't bad. He's definitely like their Superman.
Mm-hmm.
So it was what, like a turtle Captain America team up with Superman?
Yeah, so it's like an amalgam thing.
Well, and I think that was kind of on purpose, right? Like there's deliberate callbacks to both Marvel and DC stuff in that episode.
Because it's just kind of comic book in general.
Yeah, I don't know. I like that about it.
Yeah, it was good.
Okay, it's time. Austin's like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Okay, so we're moving on. It's time for notes from the underground. This is a two-parter. We're gonna watch both of these and then go ahead and finish up. We won't take a break tonight because we're just gonna watch these 3 episodes. And I remember this one being kind of boring, so we'll see if I get turned around on this one too. I hope I am, but even if I'm not, at least we have one really cool one. Because I thought it was gonna be just nothing but kind of dull or cringy. So.
Yeah, it's good.
Robert,
At least we got
Robert
one.
says I'm wishy-washy. You know what? You don't have to be here, man. You don't have to watch this.
You should become a professional dishwasher.
I'd get more respect, that's for sure.
I don't know about that.
Oh, it's probably true. All right, we'll keep doing this. Robert, are grappling hooks a vehicle? No, that's where I draw the line. I don't think a grappling hook is a vehicle.
But Batman swings around on them.
Oh, that's true. But if you just climb it like Michelangelo, it's not a grappling, or it is a grappling hook. It's not a vehicle. But if you swing on it, then it becomes more like a vehicle.
Mm-hmm. Was a cape a vehicle?
If it's the thing that makes you fly, if it propels you, well, then is it because is a jetpack a vehicle?
Yeah, a jetpack's absolutely a vehicle. But like Arkham Batman's cape is a vehicle. You can fly through the entire city with it.
Is an Iron Man suit a vehicle?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, at least we're defining terms here.
Mm-hmm.
Can we watch more Ninja Turtles?
We're like Vehicle Congress.
Let's watch more. Let's. You know what? It's a stupid job, but somebody's got to do it. We're watching Notes from the Underground Part 1. It's the 13th episode of Season 1. Everybody, please press play right now. So yeah, we're going to get our first, mutant creature kind of episode. I don't think these are mutates. I think they maybe come from another planet, or maybe they're mutants, but not because of the ooze. I'm not sure.
Oh yeah, there he is. It's Clayface.
Austin, it's 2 Michelangelo openings in a row. And again, we didn't guess at this one.
Yeah, what are the odds?
Well, I think 1 in 4.
1 in 4? Well, technically, if it's 2 in a row, it's 2 in 8.
I really like how short these cold opens are.
Yeah, it's good.
It just gets you right in there. And if you miss it, you didn't miss too much, it might excite you to watch the episode, but they're not necessary. Boy, we haven't seen April in a while, yeah.
Yeah, I feel like she was in the last episode
for like 6 seconds. Okay.
Yeah, so I was gonna say we haven't seen her since the pilot, but she was technically in that one.
And we have established second time around now, in a couple of episodes. So we're ready to burn it to the ground, folks.
Well, I guess Casey also hasn't been in a couple episodes.
Yeah, but their presence is not real strong yet.
Well, and Casey's is. He's been in a lot of episodes. He's had a whole Spotlight episode.
Oh, I guess that's true. Yeah, no, I forgot about that. Because we had
we're in like a 50s sci-fi horror movie.
Yeah,
that's fun.
Because we had the Angel episode a few ago, We did that last time, right? That's the one right before the Shredder
It's also a
two-parter?
Scooby-Doo connection. This woman's name is Velma.
Oh, crazy. I don't think anybody should buy a car from that man.
He's holding the bug that the last villain had.
Look at that continuity, folks.
It was a crazy ladybug. It was like this big.
Do you notice that the Turtles have a bat computer? They have like a 80s Batman, still like a 90s Batman style bat computer.
Mm.
They have all these TVs stacked on top of each other. Ooh. Oh my god. I didn't actually know Michelangelo was going to do that when I did that.
Oh, okay.
I did the hands and
DJ
everything, and then he showed up and he did it.
Say that DJ did say it at the start of this, that this episode scared him as a kid.
I'm sorry, what?
DJ said at the start of the stream that this episode scared him as a kid.
Yeah, well, they're really setting the tone for it. They're like, we're watching old horror, and this is going to be a horror episode. They do that. They've done that quite a bit already in the show. We'll conveniently be talking about the kind of thing that the episode's going to turn into.
Yeah. Oh, look, there's the monsters. So basically what you're saying is you're going to find this episode lame, but I'm going to be like, this is the best episode.
That's precisely what's about to happen, which is fine. Raphael's sighs are suddenly way too long.
Mm-hmm.
Did you see that? I don't think they're usually that long. They look like katana long.
It's exactly what I was about to say, yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I stole your thunder.
Oh my god, it's the wizard.
Now they're shorter. Now they're longer.
Raphael just saw a man run fast by a camera and immediately wanted to stab him. Oh, and there was an animation mistake there.
You're right. He just immediately pulls out his eye. What was the mistake that you saw?
He pulls out his size, and then in the next shot, they're back in his belt.
I missed that. Good job. Is anybody else expecting pizzas to shoot out the front of this thing?
No, after that, I'm expecting size to shoot out and stab intruders.
The front of it, though, looks like that toy I had that has pizza from '87 that has pizzas that shoot out the front of it.
Oh yeah. Well, it also just looks like the Fantastic car.
Oh, that's true. It's the sewer. It's the sewer Fantastic car.
Yeah.
Which is a vehicle.
It is a vehicle. And it splits into 4 vehicles.
Nothing on Earth would make footprints like this.
Spider pig, maybe.
That's a big ass pig.
I say that on a daily basis.
So the monster designs for this, and I don't know if you've looked at enough of what I'm about to mention to appreciate this, Austin, but you look at the designs of like monsters and aliens that were in early 90s Superman, like in the era of Death of Superman, and they look a lot like these guys.
Oh, okay. Well, the one guy had like a Doomsday kind of look to him.
Yeah.
Oh, Michelangelo's gonna die first.
But I'm not just thinking about Doomsday. I'm thinking about some other creatures from that period.
Yeah, no, I know, but I just mean like because it's also in that period.
Yep.
And that's one that I'm familiar with.
Well, what's weird is there's this creature before you get into Doomsday that looks suspiciously like Doomsday in the same series.
He's Days Doom.
I kind of like this horror motif where they're whoa, that's very green. Is
they
that
just
ooze?
poured acid on this rock on the Prometheus X.
But I like that. I've never seen anything like it thing. That's fun.
What is it, Donatello? The Prometheus X is just lead.
Oh, that's the secret of the ooze. Okay. Maybe I'm wrong. I feel like this Donatello does a lot more chemistry than Donatello usually gets to do.
I don't know. I feel like that's the first time he's done chemistry. But I also can't recall any other times where he does it.
Yeah, I'm thinking about the rest of the show, though. I think he does that more than just here.
Well, I just mean like I've seen him do it once here, and I don't think I've seen any other version of Donatello do chemistry.
Yeah,
So
it's usually computer stuff
yeah,
and engineering.
yeah. Nobody ever says Donatello does chemicals.
But you know, it reminds me of not 60s. It reminds me of an animated Batman. Like in Batman animated series, he's constantly looking through a microscope.
Oh, okay. That's the only machine he has, I guess.
Well, I'm not talking about Ninja Turtles. I'm talking about like animated series Batman,
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I
where
guess I
where
missed
when
that.
he's in his Batcave, he's just constantly looking under a microscope.
That is true. That is true.
So I'm just saying it's kind of nice to see the guy that does all the science and invents all the stuff doing like other types of science. Like he's actually investigating stuff. He's doing the detective thing.
Hmm. Yeah, definitely.
I don't know what else to talk about right now.
I don't know because it's very spooky. Like I'm sucked in by the atmosphere.
Oh look, we're back in Ninja Turtles too. They're in a subway. If they didn't already have their lair,
I was gonna say they're in Ghostbusters too.
They would make their lair right here because there's an abandoned subway train.
Ray, didn't you say that this train hasn't run in this many years? Oh my God, it's a ghost train. I think that's the exact dialogue from Ghostbusters too.
Well, and Ghostbusters 2016 also goes to a.
They made a 2016 Ghostbusters movie?
They did. It was all girls.
I thought it was like all turtles.
It was turtle girls.
Yeah. It's femme turtles.
Yeah, they were breaking through some glass ceilings with that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's a weird choice to be like, let's reboot Ghostbusters with all turtles that are all women.
Well, I think they thought of doing that because Ghostbusters and Turtles were both under the same comic roof at that point.
Mm-hmm.
And they'd crossed over, so they were like, oh, they crossed the streams, if you will.
Oh yeah, because that was where Chris Hemsworth played a rat, and he was like, my daughters, let me tell you about my cat.
Yeah, and then he was drawing lewd pictures.
Yeah. He drew a little turtle with boobs, and he was like, this is your design.
Yeah, and they had this weird scene where he's like auditioning to be their father, and I'm like, I don't understand why you have to do that.
Mm. Yeah, and there's that part where slime.
Oh, also they're doing that thing again where they're black for a minute, so they don't have to animate anything. They don't have to draw anything.
Yeah, I noticed that too. That might also have been a commercial. Oh no, because it does the transition.
It was not a commercial break. Yeah,
it was not a. Yeah.
If it was, they would have been like 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
He's got flashlight sticks.
He's got glow sticks. He's been going to a lot of raves. Donatello doesn't just do machines, he does techno music. But they answered our thing, Cap. They brought grappling hooks in their little knapsacks.
Okay, so they gotta have knapsacks before they can have grappling hooks, but they can just carry around cell phones that you never see.
They should just be able to put them in their shells.
Just open them in the back. Well, there were action figures that did that.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I guess that makes sense.
I'm pretty sure actual turtles don't work that way, but
no, but they put their arm in and then they drop their phone and then they put their arm out and the phone's just kind of like pressed against their chest.
Yeah, they should have done that.
But it's like how you see women like where they put their phone like in their bra. It'll be like that with a turtle.
That's exactly what I was thinking of when you said that. That was weird line delivery from Raphael there. Did you hear that?
No, what did he say?
He went into like a Batman voice. He was like, "You know me.
I'm afraid of the dark."
Robert says, "Boo, ninjas don't need grappling hooks." Tell that to every foot soldier ever.
Well, that's why they're not real ninjas. They're just a bunch of like kids.
They're just a bunch of kids playing in the arcade.
Exactly.
Go play, have fun.
Your Shredder became a Neanderthal.
That wasn't Shredder. That was Tatsu.
Oh yeah, the other guy. Yeah.
Yeah, who was kind of a Neanderthal. So shut up.
Well, because it was like kind of the Shredder voice you were doing.
Well,
so
he still had like a deep. Anyway. I got canceled for that voice, remember? So we set up this mystery earlier in the season where we've been wondering where that door goes, and it's cool that we've had to wait a while, and now we're finally dealing with it. There's just a wonderful sense of continuity with the show.
Oh wait, like we're actually dealing with it? I assume this was just like a dream.
No, he's there.
Oh.
I think.
Well, it had like the white filter over it, and it cut to him dreaming, or like sleeping. So I assume this. Oh my god, it's the Lost Monster.
Oh, I missed that. Oh yeah, look, it's the smoke monster. Is this not real? Oh, I guess it's not. Okay.
Well, I hope it doesn't actually look like that when they go there.
I missed that, but I think we do deal with that doorway in this. I think the reason we had him dream about it is because they will have come from there. I think.
Oh, okay.
But you know, it's been a while. But I think that's why that's there. But I was saying now it's Indiana Jones, but we're reminding everybody that doorway was a thing that we established.
Mm-hmm.
So I made this point before, but they're striking a really nice balance between serialized and episodic.
Do you wish that the scene had Michelangelo yell that he doesn't want to die in such a derivative way?
No, I'm good. I'm good with that. And then he'd be like, I don't want to die in a derivative way and call back to that really old movie, Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Does Eggman add that in that scene? I can't remember. Because I could see that happening.
In what scene?
It's I was quoting the Sonic 2 bit when they were like running through the temple. There's like a boulder that rolls after Eggman, and he's like, I don't want to die in such a derivative way.
Oh, I didn't know you were actually calling back to anything in particular.
Yeah.
I thought you were making fun of Spider-Man again.
No, I was making fun of how much I hate those movies.
Well, I like 2 a little more because at least it sort of had some Sonic stuff in it. I'm not like rushing to watch it again.
Maybe 3 will be a little bit more too.
Yeah, incremental progress. That Knuckles show won't though. Saw the trailer for that today.
That's 2 steps back.
It's maybe 5 steps back.
But they brought in Chief Pakatamak, so it's all good. He runs a bowling alley.
I was gonna say I don't know what it is, but every time we go to a bowling alley in a TV show, you know it's cheap and there's not any money there.
There's so much of that bowling alley in that trailer.
Yeah,
they cut to commentators talking about the bowling.
I love the lighting effects off the turtles' bodies in the scene. That was super cool.
Yeah, it does look good. They're kind of blue tint.
But this does
they
feel...
stumbled on the lab from Jurassic Park 3.
Oh, yeah. I guess we're trying to, build some tension here, and that's effective enough. But I do feel like we're stretching things a little bit with this episode. Like, I'm wondering if we'll get to the end of the second part and it will feel warranted that this was a 2-parter.
Yeah, that's absolutely fair.
What, the shell?
Yeah. Well, it's like that curse word, that F word.
Really nice spot to do the aspect ratio shift again. Where they're reacting to this force field thing. That was great.
How did you know that wouldn't just disintegrate it?
You would not know that. That was a weird...
Is Raphael stupid?
God, he seems like a Neanderthal. Like Tatsu.
Yeah. I mean, that's a little racist, but...
Nicholas Bodo, the show takes influence from Frank Miller comics, right? Well, I mean, Ninja Turtles in general does, yeah. But yes, the show's absolutely going there as much as anything else. But it's like
yeah, it's not like super Miller-y, but like it's just kind of in the Turtles to begin with.
DNA, yeah. But there's definitely places where we're directly.
Well, yeah, and I mentioned that early on with that Purple Dragons gang. Some of those guys look like they could be in a Miller comic.
Yeah, when I said this in another stream, but I think the show equally goes as much to Miller as it does to Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
And so when we do street level stuff, it's a lot of Miller, and when we do cosmic stuff, it's a lot of, and space stuff, it's a lot of Kirby. We haven't seen a lot of the Kirby influence yet.
There's some of it last episode, but like not a ton because it was just kind of generic comics.
Yeah. Well,
But,
and,
like,
I don't know if you
him
could
being
say
so Captain
these.
America-y.
I don't know if these monsters look very Kirby-esque. Oh man, I'm so surprised. The foot had to do with genetic engineering, Austin. It's shocking.
Yeah, I knocked my headphone out.
Stop slapping yourself in the face.
I can't. I simply can't.
Did you watch too much Spawn Year and then you started slapping yourself in the face constantly?
Well, I watched too much Home Alone as a kid, and then it like really inspired me to do the Home Alone face. Oh my god, it's Dr. Octopus via jaundice. And now it's the Phantom.
Yeah, this feels very Weapon X.
That is true.
Like, these guys are a little Winsor Smith-esque.
Well, no, it's also the like Cyclops thing, but I guess the Cyclops visor is also on that Wolverine suit.
Yeah, we've also already established that as a Foot Clan thing, so...
Well, that was the thing I mentioned when they first showed up.
You did.
Yeah. Which also you could tie back to Miller, because the mutants in Dark Knight Returns have that.
That's all we're going to do for these watch parties, is we're just going to say, this reminds me of this thing.
Yeah, look, there's Doomsday. He's like a little skinny guy, though.
Yeah, what if Doomsday was Weapon X?
Don't joke, Cap. That could genuinely be a what-if episode.
No, they're not working with Warner Brothers.
No, but it'll be like, what if Hulk was Weapon X? And then it'll cut to Mark Ruffalo, and he'll be like, I'm in Weapon X. Da-doy.
Is it a little weird that 2 episodes in a row we've got Michelangelo encountering things that make him feel like he's in a comic book or a movie? You know, like last episode, it's, oh, I live in a superhero universe, and here it's, oh no, all these horror movie tropes are encroaching into my life.
Maybe like a little bit. It's back to back.
Yeah, it's just episode order. It's kind of odd with that.
Oh, Nicholas Boto asks which Doc Ock. It's Spectacular.
Spectacular.
I was thinking.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he has exactly the same build.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that is not a Doc Ock that works out.
No. And they both have like very beta voices.
Wow, and he sounds like Dr. Robotnik from the Sonic cartoon.
A little bit. Turtles. As usual.
Get that hedgehog!
When are we going to do some of that show? That's the question.
We're actually referring to a lot more horror tropes than we did directly superhero tropes in the last episode, actually.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas, like, I like that bit where that guy melodramatically says man was not meant to tamper with whatever, and Michelangelo goes, that's the one thing in a horror movie you don't want to hear. I also like that it's like B-50s horror and not like slasher picture.
Yeah. But like mixed with the like 80s revival of that stuff too.
Yeah, sure. Okay, what do you think of these monster designs, Austin?
It's a kid's cartoon.
Austin, what do you think of these monster designs?
They certainly are monsters. I had a toy that looked like or I didn't have it. My one uncle did. He had a toy that looked like that red guy, and he had like a little spinner on his back and would make his teeth chatter.
See, it feels just a little stretched out.
Yeah,
we're like finally.
But I can also understand why they would do that as like an atmosphere building thing.
You know, I will say I like it a little better watching it in such close proximity to the first few episodes, because it is paced a little bit like those were, because it took us 3 episodes to do Baxter and the Mousers, and the monsters are being used to kind of the same effect the Mousers were.
That is true. And they're not as cool as the Mousers yet, but they also are finally just showing up.
Okay, so our opening voiceover in the 2-parter we had last time was both Leonardo. Will this both be Michelangelo? Or will we shift to like Donatello or somebody?
I'm gonna say it's gonna be Michelangelo, because he's gonna be like we found some scary crud.
We were watching a monster movie, and now we're in a monster movie. I'm going to go off in left field. You're probably right. I will lose this one, but I'm going to go off in left field and say it's Donatello.
I mean, it could be.
Because
Donatello probably would have made more sense last time, too.
I think so, too. He was doing all that chemistry stuff. He was playing with his chemistry set.
Well, he was the one doing things. Michelangelo was just like, I'm scared. Like, he was the Shaggy.
Yeah. He was just giving the color commentary because he watches too many monster movies.
Yeah, no, Michelangelo was Shaggy and Donatello was Velma.
No, Robert, if I was having to bet $100, I would just go with Austin's and not actually bet anything, because he's probably going to be right.
That's right.
All right, here we go. Last one we're going to do tonight, kind of a shorter stream this evening. Episode 14, the second part of Notes from the Underground. And everybody, please press play right now. And
it is Donatello.
I got it, folks. But now I wish I had bet $100.
Now I bet you wish you were a betting man, huh?
It is weird that it wasn't Donatello both times. Man was never meant to tamper with. Michelangelo is starting to win me over a little bit, Austin.
Yeah, no, that's good.
They're writing him better than they did a few episodes ago.
Yeah, because for a few episodes, he'd be like, "There's monsters. What a monsterific time." You'd be like, okay.
It'd be way crappier than that.
That's true.
It wouldn't just be sappy, it'd be punny sappy, which is the worst kind. And I like puns, but not
Depends
super sappy puns.
Yeah, well, what's a super sappy pun?
I don't know. I'm tired.
Well, I'm just trying to think, because like sappy makes it sound like, like it's trying too hard to be like sad.
Yeah, no, like when it's trying to tug at the heartstrings or something,
Yeah,
where it's sentimental and a pun. That's when I don't like it.
Okay, in the chat.
I like sarcastic puns.
In the chat, pop off with your best sappy.
No, because it doesn't work like that. I mean, you could try, but I think you need context. I think you need story context for it.
Well, possibly, but I want to see if people can come up with good ones.
He's like, we don't have anything better to do.
Yeah.
He said zoinks!
Oh, there you go.
They were thinking exactly what you were thinking. He is Shaggy.
Yeah, see?
Well done.
Now we're in Scooby-Doo Monsters Unleashed.
You mentioned the smoke monster earlier. One of these monsters even does like one of the smoke monster sound effects, where he's like... That's pretty good.
Yeah, he's rocking it tonight.
He's good. Yeah, he's legitimately funny. You take the 3 on the left. There's only 3. That's classic.
That was also very Shaggy.
It was. No, that's classic. Austin, I might be 0 for 3. Like these have been pretty good.
Yeah, but fine. Leonardo, why don't you take out your other sword, stupid? Oh, you do once he grabs you. Okay.
Okay. He's like too pacifistic. He's trying not to use more force than he needs.
But he learned the wrong lesson from his two-parter, where he learned that he doesn't need to use his swords, except he's fighting a giant monster. Maybe stab them. Bag says we need to do commentaries on the Gun Scooby-Doo movies.
You know, I'm probably good on that. I've never seen the second one.
I remember really liking the second one as a kid, and I haven't seen it in a long time.
See, look, Michelangelo pulled out both of his weapons.
Yeah, and he's not even doing anything. He's just doing the fellow chucker thing.
Wait a minute, I'm confused. I thought I watched. Okay, tell me what I missed. I thought I watched Michelangelo just stand there and get kicked in the head, and then the shot switched, and then he was still standing there. Was it not him? Was it Raphael that got hit?
Yeah, it must have been. I missed it.
If there's one thing Michelangelo hates, it's being called sensitive. Well, if there's one thing I hate, it's being sensitive while giving puns.
Nobody calls me sensitive. Or chicken.
Bag says the second movie is his favorite Scooby-Doo thing.
Fascinating.
It is Bag we're talking about.
But I also remember liking that way more than the first one.
We love you, Bag. Really?
Oh, yeah, like actually.
Oh,
I think part of it is that they knew what movie they were making at that point. But I've also always said that those movies would have been better if he didn't just write them. Because there are good ideas in the first one as well. It's just those movies aren't great. Like making Scrappy the main villain of the first movie was a really good idea.
Oh, I forgot they did that. I haven't seen that in so long.
Mm-hmm.
I probably saw that in like 01, 02. I mean, it's been forever.
The funniest thing with those movies, Cap, is that you can like see him writing songs into the script, but then he didn't direct it. So it's like, I think it's the second one they play Shining Star by Earth, Wind, Fire, Water, whatever that band's called. But it's not that version. They got the guy who won American Idol Season 2 to do a cover of it that sucks. And it's like, you can tell that he probably in the script wrote play that song.
Yeah, interesting.
And then they got like some like guy at the time to do it. Contemporary.
When did that first movie come out? I'm second guessing myself now on the date.
Like 2004. 2003.
Oh, was it that late? Okay, because I said 02, 03. It must have been later than that. But I haven't seen it since around when it came out. I didn't go to the theater to see those. I saw them later. I saw them sometime after they came out. Or I saw the first one. I never saw the second one.
Because I want to say the first one comes out the same year as Two Towers.
Well, that would be no, that's like 02. Because the last Lord of the Rings movie is in 3 or 4.
It's 03. You're right. So it's probably 2002.
Okay, there you go. That was some really nice cartoon scoring there.
Mm-hmm.
Did you catch that?
Yeah, no, it was good.
When they pounded it into the door and then we got the percussion sting, that was great.
Mm-hmm. But the big thing with that second movie is just it brings in like all the cartoon monsters. So I think that's why people like it more too.
But yeah, Robert says it was 02 and the sequel was 04.
Okay. We've spent like way too long talking about these movies we will never
really have, but we're just talking over a fight, and it's a decent fight scene.
Yeah, it is. When there's been a lot of Scooby-Doo stuff in these,
yep,
just altogether.
No, oh yeah, they talk.
He can talk. He can talk. He can talk. I can sing.
Oh, I thought you were going to like a Charlotte's Web plays.
Oh no, it's Dr. Zaius from The Simpsons.
Yeah, there you go. Well, for a second I was like, "Is this monster Templeton the Rat? What are we talking about?"
It is, yeah.
Is he about to sing about how life is a veritable smorgasbord?
No, these monsters are going to challenge them to a basketball game. I did not expect you to laugh that hard at that.
I didn't see it until now. They're the Monstars. It was just your timing. That was so good. And I have this this mental image. They're gonna challenge him to a basketball game. I wish that was the plot now.
And they gotta get Michael Jordan, even though it's like a 3-on-3. And there's 4 of them.
So, did you expect this to turn into a alliance?
I did not.
I did not either.
I was expecting Leonardo to stab them.
That was a nice bit. Oh my god. Let's do a commentary on Space Jam.
Let's do a speculation cast on Skate Jam.
Skate Jam? What the hell is that?
It was a movie they almost made. It was going to
Really?
be the sequel to Space Jam with Tony Hawk.
That would have been smarter than Space Jam 2. It
They
would have
got-
been
I
better
think they
to
got, like, pretty
use-
close to making that movie.
It would have been better to use Tony Hawk than what's his face? Why can't I think of his name right now? Help me out.
LeBron James.
LeBron James. Yeah.
Yeah, because they almost did that, and then they almost did, I think it was like Spy Jam with Jackie Chan, I think?
Okay, so actually, I guess I'm
Razor.
not sure. Ooh, Razor Fist. That's a good name. I mean, he sounds like he should be a wrestler, but
Well, he's the one henchman from Shang-Chi.
it's better than Taserface.
Taserface! I wish Taserface was one of them. He looks like he could have been.
But yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get because I can't remember what it is anymore. If we're gonna get the secret door reveal in this, or like did that lead to wherever the genetic engineering lab is?
It must be, because they're not far away from each other.
Okay, that must be what it was. I can never remember what that door thing is about. These are some really generic
This
computer
guy's
graphics.
a really hardcore typer for a guy who has claw fingers. Did you see that? He's like... His fingers are literally just giant claws.
It's pretty
like when you
impractical to
see-
have claws that big.
It's like when you see women where they have like 15-inch nails and they're like typing, and I don't know how that works.
So it feels like we're kind of doing mutates, but not doing mutates, right? Where we have this like complex genetic engineering, but I don't think they're using the ooze that made the turtles, the Ninja Turtles.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe they are. I can't remember.
Does this come from like the alien thing?
I don't know.
But they also did inject them with green.
Okay. Well, then
So
it
I don't
probably
know.
is that, but they're not using animals, so it feels different.
Yeah, they're just kind of monsters. They're monstars.
They're monstars, clearly.
Mhm.
No, we need to get some 3-on-3 going here. We need to get some half-court basketball.
You know who would be good in Space Jam on the Monstars is Taserface, so it all works out.
That'd be great. This soundtrack goes so hard, man. It's great. I love that string stuff.
But then it's weird because they're doing like kind of like the horror-y thing with the music, and then it cuts to 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, I mean that's why I keep saying I don't know that I would have left that stuff in.
What I want to know is if this came out around Halloween.
Yeah, very very plausibly, because I think these are like what 20-something episode seasons.
Mm-hmm. But if this is like
Be close
near
to the halfway
15,
point.
like it would have to be past that. I would think.
We're at episode 14.
13, 14, yeah. It's like,
It depends on when in the year it started, but you're right. If it starts in September, then we would be well past Halloween.
yeah, it might be like a Smiling Friends thing where that clearly was supposed to come out, so it's like it hits Halloween and Christmas, but then they released it all in January.
Yeah, Michelangelo's still firing on all cylinders here.
He's doing it. I don't know, those monsters outside look just like you.
We can't trust them, Austin. Those are not true monsters.
This one's a Cyclops.
I'm starting to dig on some of these monster designs. Ooh, look at the one that's all mouth.
Yeah.
He's awesome.
Cool. Oh, but there's 4 of the evil ones. But 3 of them look like the ones we have. So does that mean there's a 4th one that we're not seeing? That's the big mouth one, but good?
Oh, I don't know. But you know what? I'm not going to trust my memory for anything with the show from now on.
Mm-hmm.
Because that Shredder 2-parter was not quite as good as I remembered it. And then that last episode I remember not liking and I liked. And then this is not as boring as I remembered it.
Yeah, this has been fine.
You also have a different experience when you're watching with other people and you're talking a lot. So, you know.
Mm-hmm. That is true.
That
well,
monster
we can't
looks...
break into this blue wall. I guess we'll leave. They should have stayed around like 2 seconds longer. It went down right after they left.
You know how Michelangelo thought Donatello had that crystal upside down?
Yeah.
The monster that's all mouth, he looks like he's upside down.
That is true. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm shocked we haven't made a Scooby-Doo and Turtles crossover at this point.
They've crossed over with everything else.
Exactly. Like, you would think that that would be one of those straight-to-DVD animated movies.
And the Turtles seem like one of the easiest licenses to cross over with, even to this day being owned by Nickelodeon. It seems like companies don't have a hard time working with them.
When Scooby-Doo is owned by WB, which owns Batman.
Yeah.
It's like, it's not like we can't mix
we
between
keep
those
crossing it with Batman.
Yeah, exactly.
And during the Nickelodeon years, so...
Mm-hmm.
And like over and over again with like Injustice and
yeah,
Batman Ninja Turtles, and we keep doing it.
Yeah,
and then in comics,
Scooby-Doo's crossed over with everything, even Weird Al.
And we've made so many Batman Ninja Turtles crossover comics now.
Mm-hmm.
Do you know there's 4 of those?
I knew there was 3. I didn't know there was 4.
Because they also did the one-off miniseries with animated Batman.
Oh, okay, so that's the 4th one I don't know about then.
Yeah, well, they did it right after 2, and then they did 3 later.
Oh, okay.
1, 2, 3, 4.
I hope it's 90s animated series Batman meeting the 80s cartoon.
No, Scooby Apocalypse is DC.
Or the 90s movie.
He has the Scooby Apocalypse was IDW. That's DC.
Mm-hmm. I've heard that's really good, and the Flintstones one they did was really good. I've never read any of that.
And I liked the Jetsons one too.
Okay, I didn't know they made that.
They did, and it has the kind of take on that material that they did in the late 90s with Space Ghost, where like they take it pretty seriously, and it's not hard sci-fi, but like as close to that as you can get.
Well, and that's what I've seen.
It's
from
cool.
The Flintstones one, and then obviously like the Scooby-Doo one is like a post-apocalypse, so like that also kind of does it, just a different setting.
The Jetsons one is kind of dystopian.
Oh, okay, interesting. And Scooby-Doo in general is one of those properties that you can do literally anything with.
Well, because if you think about it, the Jetsons is inherently kind of dystopian feeling, but the people that live in that world don't know it. Where it's like, we ruined the surface of the planet to the point where everybody has to live in houses on poles that go all the way up into the clouds. Like it's inherently
didn't know that was the the thing with the Jetsons.
Yeah, right? It's inherently kind of dystopian.
I've watched like very little of the Jetsons because I don't like the Flintstones, and I'm not like a big fan of the Jetsons that I've seen. So it's like I haven't seen a ton of it.
I've always liked the aesthetic a lot, but I don't love that show.
Yeah,
it's one of those things I want to love it.
No, I feel that because I even have that, a little bit with the Flintstones. Where like I wish I really liked it, but both of them have that writing where it's just the joke is just look, they do the things that we do, but it's the future, it's the past.
Yep,
You know,
exactly.
it's like it gets really boring, I think.
It's just too one note.
Exactly.
It's not a joke with legs.
Yeah. Yeah, that's why I was surprised when I started watching the Monsters because I was like it also is that for like the monster thing, but I really like that show. And I wonder if it's maybe just that cast is really good.
Well, I think some of that is it tickles your sensibilities more.
That's true too.
Like you like that setting more, but that doesn't mean that execution doesn't matter. So
Yeah. Oh, he bit his head.
we swim so much more in this than any other Ninja Turtles property
And you would think that swimming would
or
be a big
version.
part of what you do with the turtles.
Yeah, you would. Like it's one of the early levels in the NES game, and they don't swim a lot and stuff.
You almost want Shredder to have like an underwater base, kind of like the Master Planner Doc Ock thing.
Oh yeah, that's a cool idea. Well, and they're subterranean, so you should be able to come up with all kinds of excuses to have them swim.
Hmm. Yeah, they live in literal sewage.
This episode is really all about like atmosphere.
Hmm. They really love that blue tint with the lighting. Oh, there's your
Yes, they
mouth guy.
do. Oh boy, I love this mouth guy. He's got like 6 eyes.
Yeah, he's a spider with just an upside down face. I like how like he's just like a giant spider guy, but we keep referring to him as just the mouth guy.
Well, he's all mouth. He's just got a huge mouth.
Hmm. But yeah, the turtles should swim because if they're not swimming-based creatures, they would be the Teenage Mutant Ninja Tortoises. That's lame.
Nicholas Bodo says turtles swim all the time. If he means the Ninja Turtles, I don't know. I feel like in a lot of stuff we don't do it all that often.
And I don't know well enough. I know in the movies we don't like ever do that.
I don't remember them doing it much in the early issues of Mirage, but it's been a while since I read that.
Well, I feel like swimming is probably like.
Hard to draw? Is it too hard to draw?
Well, I was gonna say, like it doesn't look as cool drawn. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the one interview I
That's
watched
fair.
on Mark Millar's interview channel where they talked about how the Batmobile is a bigger deal in adaptation because car chases don't look cool in comics.
Yeah. No, that's right. It
Oh, it's
gets
a
him from
three-parter.
it gets him from point A to point B.
Hmm. Yeah, exactly. But like, obviously, every movie has to have the big car chase with the
Oh,
Batmobile.
weird. I didn't think this was a three-parter. Oh, it is. Like
Hmm.
the next episode is still called Notes from the Underground.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Yeah, it ended on to be continued.
Man, okay, my plan was just to do 3 and I'm kind of fading here.
Oh, it's up to you if you want to finish it or leave us hanging. It's up to you.
Are we sure it's just 3 and not 4?
Here, let me check. Why should be like an 8-parter?
We should probably double check that real quick.
No, it is the last one. The next one's called The King, and it brings back April,
Oh, it's weird to have that because it's not gonna be Rat King.
and it's not gonna be Jack Kirby.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I think that is the Jack Kirby episode. Maybe.
Yeah, because it's that, and then you have another 2-parter.
It'll be cool to open with that next time. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch one more.
Oh,
it would be
so
weird to
okay,
split
so
them.
we have The King next, and then the one after is the one where Leonardo gets jumped.
Okay, cool. Do you know about the Jack Kirby thing?
Uh, Vaguely, I know it from the comics, but I don't know anything about.
So they straight adapt that issue in that episode.
Oh, cool.
That's what that is. So like it's the magic pen that makes things you draw come alive. Like it's that issue.
Oh, that's fun.
And I forgot that's what they called it. But yes, that is definitely going to be what that episode is.
Hmm. I wonder then because if he's a big Kirby guy, like I wonder if some of the design of that underground stuff with the monsters, if that is looking at Kirby. Like those very like technical like ruin things
I bet it
that
is.
he would do in like Fourth World and Eternal stuff.
Well, and I know this is going to sound silly, but like that door is very Jack Kirby.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Kirby-esque door. Okay, let's watch this last episode. We were just gonna do 3, but I don't really want to open with the last part of a 3-parter, so we'll go ahead and finish it here. Make sure you're on episode 15 of season 1. We're plowing through these, man.
Mm-hmm. Oh my God, Robert, you're right. That is Doodle Bob.
I've never seen SpongeBob.
Doodle Bob's one of the best episodes.
You know, this is probably why I thought this episode was kind of boring, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like three episodes seems like stretching this material a little thin.
I don't know. I haven't really had it like too much. I don't know.
You like monsters?
Yeah.
Like
we've had enough happen, I think.
I like the mouth one. That's my favorite.
You do
one.
like the mouth one.
I want an action figure of the mouth monster.
Like that Shredder 2-parter, I think. Like just kind of them fighting on rooftops for like 2 episodes.
You know what the Monstars should have done?
What's that?
No, that's a fair point. But it was also only 2 episodes. Like we had a whole episode of setup with this before we even had the turtles meet the monsters.
Mm-hmm. But it is also like building lore stuff. Like we have this whole like thing happening with
the genetic engineering plot.
Yeah, exactly. There's a little bit more going on than just they stumbled on monsters.
No back studios. I've never sat through any SpongeBob thing ever. It does not look like my thing. I don't care.
We should do the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy episodes for a watch party. That would be really fun.
Do we have to?
I mean, don't have to, but we should.
Because you're probably just gonna watch me be all prudish and be like, "Yeah, I don't understand this. I don't want to watch this."
No, because that's all just like Adam West Batman stuff. So I think you'd be like, "Oh, cool."
Okay. Well, I wouldn't know that. I didn't.
No, yeah, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy is their Adam West, and they're like retired characters. They're like old now.
See, I wouldn't have known why you brought that up.
Yeah, well, Robert Wilder.
Or why Robert brought it up. Yeah.
Watch that, yeah.
Hey, you know what the Monstars should have done?
What's that?
They should have challenged the turtles to a swimming match.
And they should have, yeah. Swim jam with Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps, you need to teach these turtles how to swim.
With Michael Phelps. Oh my God. Yeah, I thought that was way funnier than it probably was, but anyway. Everybody, please press play. You just blindsided me with it. You're like, basketball. Everybody, please press play right now.
Oh, who's going to do the voice? Raphael.
It's Raph this time.
Why? Did they roll a D20?
This is so arbitrary. It's like it's gonna be Donatello twice. It's gonna be Michelangelo and then okay. At least it wasn't like the same turtle twice and then a different turtle. I guess they should have made it. They should have made it a 4-parter just so that all 4 of them could do a voiceover.
Yeah, because in the flow of the story, it's like, first episode, scary things happen. I watch a lot of scary movies and whatever. Second episode, they're doing genetic things. I do machines. I know science. Third episode, yeah, there's like monsters of crud. I don't know. I'm just kind of here.
The Forbidden Zone feels like a very Marvel thing.
It's the negative zone, right?
It's the negative zone. Or I guess it could also be the Phantom Zone, but it's not the same concept as the Phantom Zone.
Well, we have monsters. We could have like an Annihilus.
Oh. Back Studios, I honestly think you'd find the movie surprisingly good. It's easily the best
really good,
franchise has to offer. Is that true?
Yeah, the movie I think is one of the best TV show movies, or like shows that get a movie.
Oh wow!
And one of the ones where I think the movie is like better than anything else in the franchise. It's really good.
When did that come out?
Mid 2000s, because that comes out only like a couple seasons into that show, because that's when the main creator leaves, and then it kind of drops off after that.
Hey, Asta,
When
watch out for Shredder.
we'll have to do the second movie on Rewind because the second movie's a superhero movie.
Oh, crazy. Watch out for
That
Shredder.
is on our list.
Spoiler alert, he didn't die under that water tower.
No.
But
he maybe should have.
Of course, they also did that Ninja Turtles 2 thing where like his arm comes up.
I want these guys to be the main villains now. These guys, Boogie 2988 and
No, stop it.
And Silver
You
Samurai.
can't make that an ongoing thing, okay?
Hey, if we can keep going back to vehicles.
Wow, we're getting some monster fight action here.
We're getting some tail whipping fury.
Can we get a whole character episode for the mouth monster?
We can. I don't know if you want it.
I like how now they're referring to the monsters actually by name, and like I don't know how much I can take that seriously. Stone Biter,
the Rock Biter.
Did you just reference the Never-Ending Story?
I did, yeah.
Wow.
But your mind probably went to the first movie, while mine went to the third movie.
No, I knew that's what you were gonna say.
Where the Rock Biter rides a motorcycle while Born to Be Wild blasts.
Falcor. Were you ready for that?
This?
Well, he walked in and was like, "Be ready for anything," and then they see this thing. It's like, "Were you guys ready for that?"
Well, Michelangelo kind of was, because it looks basically like what he dreamed.
Wow, he's a seer.
Well, I think anybody that isn't blind is really.
Not a seer. It's different.
Oh, okay. Just say like every Marvel hero except Daredevil
is a seer. Yeah, there is kind of some Kirby here. Yes, Jareth Gearhart, there unfortunately is a third Never-Ending Story, and it looked like it was made with
oh my god, this
my
is like
kids' combined allowance.
The Spectre just walked in. He's not even in the same animation style.
No, he's in a completely different animation style. He looks cool though.
No, he looks awesome.
God, there's some crazy storyboarding here.
You know what he looks like? He looks like a character out of that Silver Surfer cartoon.
He does.
Like the shading on him.
We gotta do that at some point.
Thanos, the Agent of Hate, or whatever.
Yeah.
Chaos, I think it is.
Wow, you remember a lot more about that than I do.
That's like the only thing I know about that show is just they censored death with, I think, Chaos.
That was weird line reading.
Donatello went from being good with machines to just stabbing a machine. And why is the machine a giant turtle shell?
So what is this realm? Are we in like another dimension or something?
Well, I thought so, but it seems to just be in the next room.
You're like, it's a necropolis. Yeah, look, we keep jumping to a different TV show every time we look at this guy.
He also let those monsters in and then got rid of them.
Make up your mind.
Pick a lane, dude.
It's like Poltergeist. He can't decide if we should go into the light or not go into the light.
I wish that woman from Poltergeist showed up in this.
It's a necropolis.
I'm looking at these turtles.
If you see towels, you're probably in the linen closet again. Okay, this has gone from sort of boring to crazy.
That's what insane. This isn't even horror anymore.
No, what is this?
Just like went full Jack Kirby.
Dude, that shot was odd when they all landed and with their poses with their weapons. That was so cool.
Yeah, they just killed Doomsday. Anorexic Doomsday.
Hey, as long as the mouth monster survives, I'm good.
Well, that one's evil, Cab.
I don't care.
He's probably gonna die. Oh,
he's my favorite. Oh, that's disgusting.
That's cool. I like that. There should be more of that.
Is this your favorite episode, Austin?
Uh, Maybe it's winning me over, but I don't know. The Masters one is really good. I think this might have topped the Boogie episode.
Stop it! You gotta stop that. I can't take it anymore.
I don't know what else to call them. I'll call them Wings of Redemption.
So we've now full on tackled the the three like main basic Ninja Turtle
Look at this.
story
They
types.
got vehicles.
Oh yeah, those are vehicles. Now that we've gotten to this kind of more cosmic-y stuff.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's not exactly cosmic, but you know what I mean. Like we've gotten into the
it's
more
so Jack Kirby, like
sci-fi stuff.
The backgrounds are like right out of a Kirby comic, like the lines drawn into them.
Yeah, I mean, I think of like, like mad science and like techno stuff is kind of like a turtle story type, but I guess we're kind of mixing that with the kind of alien cosmic stuff here.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, you got your street level ninja stuff, and then you got your like high sci-fi tech stuff, and then you have your space and interdimensional stuff. And we've basically full on done all of that now. So they've just got floating segways.
Yeah, Marty McFly would look at that and rip the handle off. And then it probably wouldn't work anymore because it looks like you need the handle to put your crystal in.
You keep it. I got a pit bull now. Hoverboards don't work in other dimensions unless you got power.
So I wish I knew Back to the Future 2 more so I could quote it, because my mind's just going to...
I can quote Back to the Future 2 all day long.
You're not ready for it, but your kids are going to love it. This has nothing to do with
you gotta watch that more.
Scene.
That's a very quotable movie. Robert Wild, $2 super chat. Is a horse a vehicle if you ride it?
Well, it just depends. Like, it depends on its IQ level. If it's a really dumb horse, then it's just a vehicle. But if it's a smart horse, then it's sentient.
Oh, Austin, it's even weirder when we put him on screen in a different panel on top of Michelangelo's panel.
Well, it's going to be weird when they meet each other and they're going to be on screen at the same time, like, touching each other.
It's going to be like Roger Rabbit or something.
I wish this guy was just Bob Hoskins walking around.
Bob Hoskins as the Spectre.
Why did his hoverboard explode? He hit a sweet jump and it just blew up in the air.
I just realized they're basically in a Sonic the Hedgehog level.
What if Jack Kirby created the Sonic universe?
That sounds great. They still just keep cutting to him. He's never on screen with anything else.
Doomsday's really scared of this guy, though.
I guess they just couldn't get this guy on the same day as everybody else, so they had to shoot his plate separately.
Well, I think this is a COVID episode.
Oh, I never heard that.
Yeah. Yeah, it was COVID-12. Like, we weren't quite up to 19 yet.
It's really weird how that force field or plastic or whatever it is formed. Did you see that?
Yeah, it was like... Well, it reminded me of Chaos from Sonic.
Oh, maybe it's supposed to be like liquefied.
Mm-hmm. Well, then he became Nora Freeze.
This is all very imaginative.
As I told Lady Freeze before I pulled her plug, I love being a turtle.
This is a one turtle show.
This is a 4 turtle show. Count it off.
Count it off. Why did it turn Irish? Oh, count it off.
Count it off.
Count it off.
Oh,
it's the smoke monster again.
Figure that comes in a 4-pack.
Okay, so was it an actual like prophetic dream? Was he seeing something real?
I don't know.
Oh no, they froze my guy.
Yeah, they froze your dude.
He's in the liquid field.
He's a radical mouth. Wait, you
jokes,
only
folks.
care about Razor Fist and not that other one?
Yeah, he couldn't remember his name. He's like, there's
Yeah.
Stonebiter. I know that guy.
One of them had a cool name. Yeah.
He doesn't know all their names.
That was very,
That
I'll
was
miss you most of all, Scarecrow.
Austin. That was my favorite part. He just ignores that other guy because he doesn't know his name.
There's two of them there. He's like, oh, Razor Fist.
Whoever the hell you are.
Yeah, I don't remember.
He just said booyah. He thinks he's Cyborg. Did you see that?
I did, yeah. Oh my god, his animation style changed.
Yeah, it's totally different now because he's in the scene with the Ninja Turtle.
The hood is what gives him that animation style.
Yeah, and he's immediately less badass where he's just got this look on his face like, oh my god, where am I?
Yeah, now he looks like one of the elves with Galadriel in Lord of the Rings, but if he had male pattern baldness.
He looks like Lurch from Addams Family.
Yeah, kind of.
He's
like
instantly less cool in the regular animation style.
I don't even think he had snake eyes before.
This episode is so bizarre.
It's insane. And, like, literally anybody that made this is, like, clinically.
Yeah, Raphael's psi length changes from scene to scene.
What is happening?
Well, we're getting a flashback about his backstory.
No, I know, but like, he's like, I'm the last of my society. There was us. We lived in this turtle shell transportation world.
He's Martian Manhunter.
Oh yeah. Really, he's just every DC character.
Oh god, we're always responsible for extinguishing alien races. Have you noticed that?
I hate when I cast my vote for extinction.
Yeah, we shouldn't have done that. I feel bad.
I mean, not really, because it's all I vote for.
Apparently, I played my part in this man's tragic backstory.
How did you guys die? Because Bush is in the White House, Turtles. Yeah, we don't really. We're just kind of people who live in the sewers. We don't really know anything about politics.
Yeah,
random albino snake man.
Yeah, we're not humans, so we don't have rights. So
yeah.
It's not like we're voting.
Yeah. Can you go back to when you looked cool?
That wasn't a great commercial break.
It wasn't.
Meanwhile, at the fire,
does he like stoke this fire, or is it just like mechanical?
But we're not going to.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't call it wondrous.
Well, they can't. Oh, I see what he's saying. Yeah, that should be tempting. I think Raphael speaks for the audience.
I thought you were going to say he speaks for the trees.
He speaks for the trees. Did you know that Raphael is the Lorax?
I'm Raphael. I speak for the trees.
You know, the weird thing about the Lorax was how his psi length kept changing throughout the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It was weird.
But what's weirder, that or the Lorax grabbing his butt and that gives him the ability to fly?
I hate that movie with a burning passion, by the way.
No, that's not in that movie. That's just a Lorax thing. But
oh, I don't remember. I haven't read that book in a long time.
Yeah, the original animated movie is really good. I think it's better than the book.
And I haven't seen that since I was a kid.
I don't know. I really like those old Seuss shorts.
It's so weird how less cool this guy is now that he's interacting with the turtles.
Now that he's not the Spectre.
Is this going to be an unfortunate trend where we introduce a villain that seems like really menacing and exciting, and then he starts talking and we're like, never mind.
Maybe. At least this guy isn't like, I'm super strong. Now I'm going to attack you with my entourage.
No, this guy just has this deer in the headlights look constantly.
Well, I think the part of it is just his male pattern baldness.
Yeah.
I can't take anyone seriously if their hairline's thinning.
I think the point of that is supposed to be like the tragedy of his backstory, where like he's just sad about everything he's lost, but it comes off silly.
All of my people are dead, but also my hair is thinning.
Well, I think that's because he didn't look like that when he first showed up.
Yeah, because he just had a hood on.
Yeah, but even with the hood, we would occasionally see his eyes. He didn't look like that.
Yeah. That's what I was saying. He didn't have snake eyes before. Oh my god.
That was awkward.
Oh, Michelangelo really liked that. Did you see his face?
Yeah, I did see that.
He loves being a turtle.
Oh my god.
I'm just saying, if you don't know what turtles look like.
I appreciate how polite the turtles were there.
It looks crazy down there.
But that was a lot to take in all at once. Like simultaneously, they all hide their faces, or sorry, hide their face. They put their hand over their face, and I'm like, why are they doing that? As one of them is like, oh, it's a girl, and then we see her and she's naked, and I'm like, oh, I see why they're doing that now. Like,
do you wish? Though,
I guess that was economical storytelling, but it was, I don't know, it was a lot to process.
Do you wish because the spider face guy, mouth guy, he was just a spider with an upside down face. Do you wish that his human form also had an upside down face?
Yes, I think everything should have an upside down face.
I agree.
Robert says it's been a while since this show got that horny. Yeah, that's right. I mean, we made a big deal out of how sexy April was really early on, but we haven't even done a lot of that since we first introduced her.
Well, that's because she's barely been here. That'll be all next episode. Jack Kirby will show up and he'll draw underwear for her. He'll be like, wear this.
Raphael's still doing his Batman voice.
He'll draw a Big Barda outfit for her because Big Barda's just Kirby drawing his wife.
It'll be weird to see April wearing that,
but kind of cool. That's a cool outfit. But it's
meanwhile,
also...
back at the status quo. Punch him, Splinter. Michelangelo's so good in these episodes. What, I'm the only screamer? That was great. That's why you should wear costumes.
You know, Splinter, I just saw a naked woman, which reminds me, I know where we can stay.
Speaking of women.
Speaking of not fully dressed women. The Wicked Witch of the West.
Hey, look, it's the Mask.
Miss O'Neill, you are smoking. Look, I made another funny.
You mind if we stay here while we prepare for our basketball game?
You have to admit, though, that bit that I just said Splinter could have said as a joke is way better than his jokes in 2 and 3.
Yes, no, I absolutely. The bar's not real high, but...
No. What does he say in the 3rd movie again? I know in 2 he says, go ninja go.
Elvis in Blue Hawaii.
Oh, that's right. He's got like a Hawaiian look, and he's like someone stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's dumb.
Elvis
Anyway,
and I have no legs.
dude, there was some trippy stuff in that episode.
Oh yeah, those episodes are great.
That third one is especially entertaining.
Yeah, no, I was not expecting it to go from horror to full Kirby.
And those ramp up, they just keep getting more fun.
Yeah, no, I think it ultimately justified being a third parter.
You know, I'm going to agree with that retroactively. I still don't know if we needed that whole first part. I think you could have condensed it into two.
Mm-hmm.
But
that's fair.
But it works. It's good. No, that was fun.
Oh yeah, Beg just watched Turtles 3, and he says that he just has a lampshade on his head, but he does say something.
Yeah, he's got a lampshade on his head, but he's also got like a hula skirt.
Bag's a crazy person. He, because of us starting this, it like kicked him off on a Turtles thing. And he watched through all the movies and didn't just watch them, but watched them and then watched them with the commentaries on Geekvolution. And some of them, there's more than one.
Wow. Thanks, Bag. You got me excited there for a minute, though, because you said commentaries, and I was like, wait, I didn't think any of those had commentaries.
No, like your commentaries. Like the original one you did on the first one, and then you and I did that one for
do you
the
remember when we do you
movie?
remember when we did the 91 and we found out that there was a commentary from the director that for some reason only came out in Germany?
That's right. I forgot about that.
I listened to that. Somebody uploaded it on YouTube and I listened to it.
Yeah. Was it in German?
Well, no, he's not speaking in German.
Oh, well, I mean, he could just be speaking and yelling, which is also German.
Anyway, I gotta get going. Everybody, thanks for watching this. I gave you a bonus one, and the next time we're gonna do Kirby, which is a really, really neat episode, and get into some of the big Mirage mythology stuff. So I'm excited to revisit how they do the Leonardo one shot.
Well, we said, isn't it weird that we had Michelangelo doing the narration for 2 episodes in a row? What are the odds? Turns out not that high. But what are the odds they did 2 Kirby-based episodes back to back?
Yeah, that's true.
Way lower.
But that's kind of cool that they put their love letter episode right after they went full on Jack Kirby, but like really gradually ramped up because you didn't see it at all in the first episode. That's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's true. Jareth Gearhart, no, not Rewind tomorrow. We're doing Pirates 3 tomorrow.
Yeah, the Rewind commentaries will start up again next Friday night.
And we're doing Ultimate Avengers 1 and 2.
Yep. So anyway, thanks a lot for being here, guys, and we will see you again real soon. I was Captain Logan, and we had Austin the Day Ghost.
Yeah,